Hey everyone, welcome to the lesson of More Luck Than Brains. On this video I'm gonna break down the song part by part and I'm gonna mention some of the most important techniques, and this is gonna be a lesson not only for the song but for you to improve your modern heavy metal guitar playing, alright? Both lead and rhythm. Gear wise, what you're gonna need is a 7-string guitar. Yes, you can play on a 6-string one, but the original arrangement is on a 7. This one is an E2 ESP, and I'm using active pickups, EMG X's. Active pickups are gonna help you push the heaviness and also the high gain tone, alright? Last but not least, I'm also using two very important pedals. They take the spotlight on these arrangements we came up with. One is the Digitech Whammy that I use a lot, and the second one is called Vispa from my friends at Beatronics that I'm gonna use the sting effect on the pinch harmonics, alright? So part one is the intro. One of the main things that I wanted for this Red Devil album and in More Luck Than Brains in general is, you know, a lot of bands nowadays have electronics on the spotlight and on the forefront, and I always wanted to start a song that the guitar started with like a lead phrase or something like that. I always love that stuff. This is the beginning of the song, so we're gonna start with that. On this part, you're gonna work on the techniques of pull off, pedal point, and also a little bit of reverse tapping as well. So let's get to it. So down, up, down, up. Mainly this is 16th note, but on the very last beat you're gonna speed it up a little bit. So then you continue like with a pinch harmonic. And then you change from the 10th fret to the 9th, so that makes kind of a E minor 7th chord effect. So what you do here is, there's a chromatic effect there from the E to the E flat. That's gonna be the prep for you to reverse your hands and get the B, which is gonna be the 5th of the E, right? Right, so. And then you're gonna do a B flat, an octave with the G, so G string and the G note on the E string, the double stop. And that's gonna build up the energy for the riff to come in. So one more time, everything slowly. Very important trick here. Every time you use your right hand to press a note, you're not gonna have the time to come back and get your pick, right? So what do you do for you to be able to be with the pick here and do the transition? You do this trick right here, slide your pick, and then you have your finger one free to tap wherever you want. And the second thing is that whenever you do tap, this is gonna be the kickstart point to the next note. So okay, that's gonna be every single time for any tapping or reverse tapping example, all right? Part 2, main riff. This riff can sound kinda simple, but actually there's a little trick that I do that most people won't even notice if you listen to the song. But I think it gives a special effect, especially to my ears that I know exactly what I'm doing. So the riff starts like this. Then at the end. So what is the special thing here about this riff? Most people would play like this. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you add the open string on the D, it's gonna give you an effect that it's actually faster than it is because you're speeding up the subdivision. So by placing your pinky here and then leaving finger 2 on the root note, that's gonna make it a little easier for you to play it clean. So that's why I do it. Then the pinch harmonic, and you're gonna use the Vespa pedal, so you're gonna just press it, and then it's gonna, then E minor, and then you're gonna finish off. First round, it's gonna be B flat and C, and then there's a little Vespa in action again, and the second time is gonna be, so like that Sack Wild, No More Tears kind of thing, like, okay, that's one thing that we're gonna go through a few times here on the song. Now let's talk about the first verse. So basically the intention of the verse is to bring down the dynamic, because mainly it's kind of the same riff but simplified, the main riff simplified, okay? So now you're gonna palm mute every single string that you're gonna play, which is the D and the E still, and it's gonna sound like this. And you're gonna open up your palm mute on, okay, so you're gonna bring the dynamic up, and then you bring it down when you come back to the G again. And then the second time you're gonna do that, because same as in the main riff, the first one is, and the second one is, or something else. This time is, so basically you're gonna do, then you join with the thumb. Same thing if you were doing, but now instead of the pick, you're kick starting with, okay? The thing is, the problem here is that you're playing on the A and D string, and then it's hard to connect. The transition is really hard. So keep your finger one here, and you gotta put your palm here, and then it's gonna come off, okay? Then the drums come in with the double kick, and basically I'm gonna go along with him doing a 16th note. So this time you don't do the, you just do, okay? Okay, now pre-chorus, basically you're gonna play with open notes and, you know, open chords, and also palm mute, and you're gonna use a little bit of octaves, and I have some fills in there that I think it adds to the arrangement while the vocals take some rest and we build up to the chorus. So the slides are a great part of my intention in this arrangement. So 2 open and 2 palm muted. So then you're gonna play with the octaves and the major 7. Then you change to the B flat. Basically, it's gonna be like this. Slow down for you. Now let's talk about the chorus. Coolest thing about this one is that you're gonna use 5 strings from the 7, 6, 5th, 4, and 3rd string. So this will be the chord. The order is C, then B flat, and then a riff. Okay, that's gonna be basically around C minor as well. So slow sounds like this. What do you have to pay attention in this? It might sound simple, but in fact, when you do something like this, and you have to play a 16th note, 4 notes per beat, the note is on the lowest string of your guitar, back off on the pressure. Don't pick as hard as you can, okay? And whenever you do, when you go to the lowest note and the alternate picking part, you have to mute all the strings. So you lift up your fingers. So you don't need to lift up that much, I just did so you understand. But you just lift up from the fret and you keep it, and you keep just touching the strings just so you keep muting them, okay? Then same thing on the B flat. And then on this harmonic here, you're gonna turn on the sting effect on the Vespa pedal like this. Okay, and you're gonna bend it down like a slipknot kind of thing, okay? Then the riff is based in octaves. The first one is a high C. So one time this is the ending, the first ending is, and the second ending is. Okay, just a reminder, every strum of these two chords, they are with all these strings, okay? So up from the 7th to the 3rd, the G. Then you play 2 octaves on the power chord. 1 octave, 2 octaves, okay? On the second verse, you're gonna use the whammy pedal a lot. And on these last 2 chords of the chorus, you're gonna go down the C like, and then the arrangement is this. I'm gonna play with the whammy. So. Then. And then pre-chorus again. So the whammy is gonna be every time you hit, you're gonna use the pedal, you change from G to E. So without the pedal, biggest thing here, biggest tip is use finger 1 to touch all the strings in between the first 2 and the bass note, just so you can clean that a little more. And you don't hear like, you know, notes that are not supposed to be played. Now let's talk about the first part of the solo while the vocals are still going on and stuff. Basically, let's come back to the same idea I did on the very intro of the song, the very beginning. But once the chord progression changes, we're gonna adapt same pattern to match those chords. So. And then, when the chord progression becomes, You're gonna do so the last part is so 2 strums, and then there's the second part of the solo. Second part of the solo, you're gonna do a double stop here with the notes F bend to G, and then you're gonna hold A sharp here. So, and as you go up on the bend, you're gonna turn on your whammy, and you're gonna do something really interesting. Either you have a kill switch on your guitar, or either you're gonna break your volume knob. So be prepared, like as I did. And now I'm installing on my other 7-string kill switch, so my volume knobs don't get screwed up every time I have to play this solo. Set the pedal to 1 octave only, and you press it. So basically it's gonna be 4 times up, 4 times with the pedal off, and then you go back again, back off. And to finish off, you stop the volume, killing the sound or whatever you want to call it, like the kill switch effect. And then you then the next part, double stop again. So bend it down and press the pedal. And when you play the C here, you already have the pedal back. So, and now we're gonna use the G octave. And then you're gonna go up an octave. So, normal note, and then you're gonna pull off to the F and press the pedal. And then, same thing here, okay? The vibratos here are very dramatic as well. Okay, now this is the hardest part of the song by far. We're gonna start using a little bit of reverse tapping and some other tapping patterns that are somewhat advanced. Okay, so you're gonna come to the D string on the 10th fret. So the first one on the downbeat is, and then the downbeat is gonna be again here when you reach the F. Okay, so slow. That's the tempo. Okay, I can't sing that fast, so bear with me on this. But I think you got it. So basically reverse tapping here. Then this is a trick that I use that kind of confuses the ear, that makes it sound faster than what it is, because you have the tapping here, but instead of doing a hammer on pull off between these 2 notes, you slide back and forth. I use in some other songs from the same album that we're gonna put out later this year, but basically so always the hammer on the G string, and then on the B you're gonna start with the tapping. This is a C minor pentatonic, by the way. So, and here you're gonna kind of, do a tapping on the last note on the C, and the last note, the last double stop is. And you're gonna kind of do the same thing I always say, how you kickstart the note after the tapping. So you're gonna, okay, just so you can hold that bend, and then there's a whammy. Okay, then as soon as you get down there to the next octave, you vibrate really, really dramatic, okay? bridge. This riff is very simple. There's a little chromatic element happening, so it sounds like this. On this, you're gonna pick the first note, and then you reach the C, and you're gonna pick it twice more. So, and then 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you slow it down, it sounds very groovy, like. Obviously, you're not gonna do all this movement with the right hand, although it swings better because, you know, in metal you gotta be very specific about the notes you want to play, and you gotta do the pinch harmonics here and there, and be prepared for the palm mute. So. And open, then the pinch harmonic, okay? And then the last part of the bridge, you're gonna play A flat and then a B flat with this arrangement here. So the first hammer on is you pick open, and then you already mute the 16th. So always the first hit is open. And then you're gonna use the Vespa again just to connect the last chorus to the last repetition of the main riff in the song, which is the last part of the song. So and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget to send me questions if you have some. Make sure you use the backing track, and whenever you have the song down, send it my way because I want to hear you playing. Alright? Thank you.